Hi there, and welcome back to Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This is another attempt to down the final boss of the series without the game crashing. So let's see how it goes. I've done quite a bit of testing since last time, and I was able to get him to about 5% health twice without the game crashing. And the first time I think was a fluke, but the second time I actually tested a few things that I had doubts about. And well, I don't want to speak too soon, considering that we're a long ways away from getting him down. But I have the feeling that one of the issues, possibly not the only one, is the use of tech abilities in particular on this fight. Yara is already down, so let's get her up. So that means no sabotage, no overload, no damping, no AI hacking. One of the abilities that seems to be fine is Warp, which is fortunate because that's exactly what I need to bring this guy down. Now, when the gas come out, I'm not sure that it is okay to use Singularity. It might be. Maybe the attempts where I was seeing some crashes with the use of Singularity were tainted because I was using tech abilities. And I have as I said, I have a suspicion that those are problematic. Like I just summoned the sugar on top of me. That's kind of a good move. Now, Yara and Tali will keep going down. That is just a fact of life. When you're playing on Insanity and you're pretty much limited to no weapons and just warp for your abilities, yeah, that would happen. But it doesn't really matter because Commander Shepard is virtually indestructible. And as long as he stays up, then with Unity, Yara and Tali will be getting back in the fight very frequently as I need them. Now, it is unfortunate that the fight is as buggy as it is and causes the game to just completely freeze up. But I've tried pretty much all the solutions I could find online, reducing the graphics options, playing in full screen as opposed to borderless. I mean, you name it, and I was still getting crashes. So I think it is deeper than that. I don't think it's a graphics issue, or possibly not just a graphics issue. I mean, right now I'm playing borderless with frames limited to 60, and pretty much everything else turned off. Let's get the hour up. Another thing that I suspect may be a problem, you probably noticed Tali was using a pistol. She was using a sniper rifle up until the cinematic, in which she comes down here with Yara and shoots Saren in the head, and as a result of that, she's using a pistol. I'm not sure that swapping to the sniper rifle is not the issue, because I was noticing some weird delays. Like, I'd tell her to go to her sniper rifle, and then there'll be a pause, she'd be wondering what to do. So maybe that starts a cascade of events that leads to the game crashing. Who knows? Then again, I've seen this behavior before. Sometimes the squadmates just refuse to switch to the weapon you tell them to use, and that hasn't caused any issues. So there is something in this fight. And so far, my working assumption is that pretty much tech abilities and possibly some of the AoE biotic abilities are the culprit. As a result, it's just warp and melee attacks, and that's all. That's all I'm allowing myself to use. To see if that is the recipe for avoiding a crash. So I'm not even lifting Saren because I've seen some really weird behavior when he gets lifted. Because he jumps around so much, sometimes you lift him and then he gets stuck on something, and then that seems to cause a crash. Sometimes he'll start walking around but upside down. It's really weird. And through the middle of the room, pretending like he's on the ceiling, but at like chest high level. So, I mean, it is just odd. There was a time when I thought that maybe if the fight continues too long, it starts to crash. Because the first few crashes I got were after getting him to 50% and seeing the cinematic. But then I would get some very early crashes, so it didn't seem to be time related. In the end, I have honestly no idea. I think it is a complex issue that just has several different bad actors contributing to it. But so far, it seems that if you completely refrain from using tech abilities and the AoE biotic abilities, that leads to a more stable experience. Then again, one of the two times when I got him to 5%, I got a very weird graphical bug where basically all the walls and the floor disappeared in this room. The game didn't crash, strangely, but everything disappeared. Pretty much all that remained were these rock walls and the boxes. So I don't know what the heck that was all about. As I said, I suspect there's just multiple issues at play here. But for the moment, it's just melee attacks and warp, melee attacks and warp. And I'm not gonna mess with Tali. If she wants to use her pistol instead of her sniper rifle, you know what? It's the last fight in Mass Effect 1. That's fine. Go for it, Tali. And now just pop barrier and start taking these guys down. It doesn't seem like there's a sniper this time around. It's just shock troopers. So it's gonna take a while because these guys have a ton of health. But as I said, they're not really capable of bringing me down. I would need to AFK and have all 4 shock troopers and Saren focus me down for probably 30 seconds to kill me. Yeah, there was a bit of a stutter right there. He started doing his exploding barrage. You might have noticed it. I definitely did. So, yeah. The aura is about to go down. That's fine. As I said, not much I can do about it when I'm basically restricting myself to just melee and warp. And I don't even want to use warp on these guys. And I don't even want to cast warp on Saren when these guys are out. Now I was noticing some issues with when you use Tali's AI hacking. Hack one of these guys, then Saren will start shooting them and the game will crash. But unfortunately, I can never be sure if what's happening right in front of me is the cause of the issue, or if it's just a cascade that happens to crash the game at that exact moment. So, it's a little hard to diagnose those things, especially when there is multiple abilities possibly involved. I suspect some kind of a stacking of overloads on him might be the issue. Overload, sabotage. Sometimes I would notice my squad mates would just refuse to use to follow commands. And even without being in cover, which has been a consistent issue in the game but hasn't caused crashes. If they're in cover, they just refuse to follow your orders for whatever reason. And then I try to have him stable and trying to cast something when I put warp on him, because I don't want him to bug out. Basically being very, very gentle as I try to melee him with my indestructible elbow. I mean, that's the real difficulty of this fight, is figuring out what's causing the crash and playing around it within, of course, the already considerable limitations of the challenge run. And it is unfortunate that the game has shipped in this state, and I mean it's been even a few patches. However, at the same time, I can't begrudge the quality assurance too much, because it seems that this is kind of an odd bug. Most of the players that are going through this are probably using weapons at this point, powerful weapons at that, and that can very well mask the issue. So if Saren is going down very quickly, even if you throw the occasional tech ability and so forth in there, if you're just destroying him with your weapons, chances are you'll never see the crash. It does seem to be. Which is what leads me to believe that it is some sort of a cascade of events that requires time. It requires stacking of the bad actor events for it to occur. Okay, how are we doing on the warp? I'm talking so much, I'm kind of forgetting to actually use the abilities that I need to. Yeah. Saren is just hopping around. There is absolutely no chance of me nailing him. He's up on the wall, run around the pillar, dodge his barrage. You see that at this point, let's see, Tali's using Colossus 10, so she has amazing armor. Liara was never as lucky. She's using, I think, Titan 7. Okay, here we go. Cinematic, so she's about halfway, maybe 60% or so. And it used to be rare to even see this cinematic when using the full range of abilities. I wish there was also an autosave right there. That'd be nice.
Negative. This is our only chance. Take that monster down no matter what the cost.
Yeah, I remember Hackett just put that cowardly Alliance commander in his place. And we have the next wave of their troops. Just knock them down. It seems like it's just shock troopers again. Maybe instead to make it a bit more difficult on me and not even bother spawning the snipers. Now, you'd think the snipers would make this harder, but actually don't. Because their assassination is pretty worthless at this point, versus Commander Shepard at least. And what a barrier. And they have so little health compared to the shock troopers that they go down in like 3 melee attacks. Now, Tally is down, Yara is about to go down, doesn't really matter. They cannot bring me down, which means with Unity, even if they focus on me, it doesn't matter. Another shock trooper about to go down. Okay, I'm back to beat this one up. So the plan is to knock all these guys out and then bring back Tally and Liara and keep working on Saren. As I said already, I'm not even bothering casting abilities on him. Well, Warp, really. So the one ability I'm allowing myself to use. While the shock troopers or whatever reinforcements he received are up, because I suspect that that's also causing issues. Yeah, this guy down, one more time. There he goes. I think that was the last one. Okay, and Unity. Yeah, just a scratch. It's just a flesh wound. And okay, he's jumping, so don't cast now. Now he's trying to cast on me. Warp him. And run away. Yeah, I'll keep barraging all around. Terrible accuracy with that thing. The only way that, the only reason why that ability seems to be damaging to your squad mates is because they have this propensity for standing still in shooting, and then they eat the whole barrage, and that's what kills them. But if you move just a little bit, you don't even need to sprint. There is no way he can hit you with the whole thing. And we're just halfway decent resistances. Yeah, he'll be okay. There you go. He's shooting behind me. Okay, warp, ready? Okay. I think Liara and Tali are slightly bugged. Yeah, there we go. Liara just now remembered she is holding a sniper rifle, and that thing has a trigger that she can squeeze to shoot at the bad guy. Okay, warp is almost off cooldown. He's trying to disable my abilities. Doesn't really matter. Come on, Saren. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there you go. So run around the pillar. He's desperately trying to track me. I think he even took a pot shot at Tali there, the bastard. Okay, another warp. Slowly but surely, it's doing work. I do kind of wish I'd brought Rex instead of Tali, but I mean, I knew the fight was bugged, but I never knew what actually caused it. And as you can tell, this is fairly stable. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, for sure, but it seems that abilities do have at least some part to play in what's causing the crashes here. And as soon as I say it, the fight actually crashed. I did, in fact, jinx it. Son of a gun. Wow. That is interesting. That is really interesting. I'm beginning to wonder if the fact that I'm trying to record it might also have something to do with it. I was noticing more instability when trying to record the fight as opposed to when I wasn't. So yeah, I'm thinking there are just multiple causes of the issues here. Now, I'm just going to say this, despite my better efforts, I seem unable to record this fight. It just resists all my attempts on account of it being terribly bugged. So if you're disappointed, I do apologize, but I don't think I'm going to waste any more time with this. As you can see right now, Saren is around 40% health, and there is nothing that this fight can throw at me that even remotely threatens Commander Shepard. So this is Saren as good as defeated. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the game. I'm going to equip the best assault rifle that I have, and I'm just going to annihilate Saren as quickly as I can in an effort to prevent a crash from occurring. And after that, I am absolutely guilt-free going to export my Commander Shepard into Mass Effect 2 and continue with the no weapons challenge. In my mind, I have done everything that is required to defeat Mass Effect 1 within the restraints that I've placed upon myself. It is absolutely not my fault that this fight is just so incredibly bugged. Again, if you're disappointed, if this is a deal breaker for you, then I am sorry. However, for the sake of my own sanity, I need to put this fiasco with the final fight here behind me and move on. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you will check out the series as I move on to Mass Effect 2. Bye for now.